Unit 15. 701 Acrophobia. 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 Fear of heights. 702. Affiliation. 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 Association with a group or organization. Connection, alliance. Separation, disaffiliation. 703. Cataclysm. 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 A large-scale and violent event. Disaster, upheaval. Blessing, miracle. 704. Delirium. 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 A disturbed state of mind. Hallucination, frenzy. Clarity, lucidity. 705. Fodder. 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 Food for livestock. Raw material. Feed, silage. 706. Ingenue. 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 An innocent or naive young woman. Naif, maiden. Vamp, sophisticate. 707. Injunction. 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 A judicial order or command. Order, directive. Suggestion, request. 708. Legerdemain. 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 Skillful use of hands when performing tricks. Sleight of hand, deception. Honesty, clumsiness. 709. Matriarch. 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 A woman who is the head of a family or group. Mother figure, matron. Patriarch. 710. Palette. 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 A range of colors used in a painting. Color scheme, spectrum. 711. Prey. 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 An animal hunted or caught. Victim, quarry. Predator. 712. Proximity. 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 Nearness in space or time. Closeness, nearness. Distance, remoteness. 713. Restitution. 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 Restoring or paying for damage or loss. Compensation, reimbursement. Penalty, damage. 714. Sarcasm. 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 The use of irony to mock. Mockery, irony. Sincerity, praise. 715. Scurvy. 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 A disease caused by vitamin C deficiency. 716. Shambles. 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 A scene of chaos or destruction. Wreck, mess. Order, organization. 717. Slander. 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 False-spoken statements damaging reputation. Defamation, libel. Praise, compliment. 718. Tonic. 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 A substance that refreshes or invigorates. Stimulant, refresher. Sedative, depressant. 719. Utopia. 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 An ideal and perfect society. Paradise. Ideal. Dystopia, nightmare. 720. Abolish. 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 To formally put an end to. Eliminate, repeal. Establish, institute. 721. Abridge. 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 To shorten without losing meaning. Shorten, condense. Expand, lengthen. 722. Accelerate. 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 To increase speed. Hasten, speed up. Slow down, delay. 723. Advise. 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 To offer suggestions. Recommend, counsel. Dissuade, mislead. 724. Assemble. 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 To gather or bring together. Gather, collect. Disperse, scatter. 725. Chronicle. 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 To record events in order. Record, document. Erase, suppress. 726. Cohere. 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 To stick together logically or physically. Adhere, connect. Separate, detach. 727. Deride. 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 To mock or ridicule. Mock, scorn. Praise, compliment. 728. Entrance. 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 To fill with wonder or delight. Enchant, fascinate. 4. Repel. 729. Evoke. 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 To bring a feeling or memory to mind. Elicit. Summon. Suppress. Ignore. 730. Forestall. 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 To prevent by acting ahead of time. Preempt. Prevent. Allow. Permit. 731. Grapple. 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 To struggle or wrestle with. Wrestle. Contend. Avoid. Yield. 732. Ingratiate. 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 To gain favor by flattery. Flatter. Charm. Alienate. Offend. 733. Meander. 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 To wander aimlessly. Wander. Ramble. Stay direct. 734. Plagiarize. 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 To copy someone's work without credit. Copy. Steal. Cite. Attribute. 735. Precipitate. 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 To cause to happen suddenly. Trigger. Hasten. Delay. Hinder. 736. Predispose. 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 To make susceptible. Incline. Effect. Discourage. Prevent. 737. Preserve. 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 To keep safe or in good condition. Protect. Maintain. Destroy. Neglect. 738. Stem from. Stem from. Stem from. To originate or arise from. Originate. Arise. Result in. 739. Balmy. 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 Mild and pleasant. Mild. Temperate. Harsh. Cold. 740. Bleak. 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 Cold. Inhospitable. Lacking hope. Gloomy. Dreary. Bright. Cheerful. 741. Corrosive. 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 Tending to cause corrosion or damage. Caustic. Erosive. Neutral. Mild. 742. Corrugated. 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 Shaped into folds or ridges. Grooved. Ridged. Smooth. Flat. 743. Devout. 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 Deeply religious. Pious. Reverent. Irreligious. Impious. 744. Facile. 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 Easily achieved. Often lacking depth. Glib. Superficial. Difficult. Profound. 745. Frolicsome. 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 Playful and lively. Playful. Merry. Serious. Solemn. 746. Hypocritical. 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 Pretending to have virtues one does not. Deceitful. Insincere. Genuine. Sincere. 747. Latent. 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 Present but not active or visible. Dormant. Hidden. Obvious. Evident. 748. Unaccountable. 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 Unable to be explained. Inexplicable. Mysterious. Understandable. Explainable. 749. Wanton. 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 Deliberate and unprovoked. Malicious. Reckless. Justified. Restrained. 750. Witless. 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 Foolish or lacking sense. Foolish. Dumb. Wise. Sensible. Unit 16. 751. Annals. 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 Chronological historical records. Chroniques. Archives. 752. Citadel. 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 A fortress. Typically on high ground. Stronghold. Bastion. 753. Clump. 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 A cluster or lump. Cluster. Bunch. Scatter. 754. Default. 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 Failure to act or pay. Neglect. Omission. Fulfillment. 755. Dissection. 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 The act of cutting apart. Analysis. Anatomy. Synthesis. 756. Hostility. 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 unfriendly or aggressive behavior, animosity, enmity, friendliness, kindness. 757 libretto, 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 the text of an opera, script, text. NA 758, malediction, 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 a curse, curse, imprecation, blessing. 759, ordination, 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 the act of making someone a priest, consecration, appointment, removal. 760, phenomena, 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 observable events or occurrences, events, occurrences. NA 761, predecessor, 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 a person who held a position before another, forerunner, precursor, successor. 762, regime, 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 a government or system of rule, government, administration, anarchy. 763, rent, 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 a payment for temporary use, lease, hire, ownership. 764, stratum, 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 a layer or level, layer, tier. 765, annex, 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 to add or attach, add, append, detach, remove. 766, bolt, 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 to run away suddenly, dash, flee, linger, stay. 767, cavort, 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 to leap or dance around excitedly, frolic, prance, still mope. 768, deprecate, 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 to express disapproval of, disapprove, belittle, approve, praise. 769, espouse, 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 to support or adopt, embrace, advocate, reject, oppose. 770, interject, 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 to insert between other things, interrupt, insert, withdraw. 771, mollify, 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 to soothe or calm, appease, pacify, agitate, provoke. 772, produce, 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 to create or bring forth, create, yield, destroy, ruin. 773, ramble, 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 to talk or walk aimlessly, wander, roam, stay focus. 774, retrench, 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 to cut down expenses, reduce, economize, expand, spend. 775, subjugate, 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 to conquer or dominate, subdue, overpower, liberate, free. 776, ambulatory, 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 able to walk, mobile, walking, bedridden. 777, belated, 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 delayed or late, late, overdue, timely, prompt. 778, celibate, 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 abstaining from marriage or sex, abstinent, unmarried, married. 779, convivial, 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 sociable and cheerful, friendly, lively, reserved, gloomy. 780, cosmic, 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 relating to the universe, astronomical, universal, terrestrial. 781, elliptical, 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 shaped like an ellipse, oval, oblong, circular, direct. 782, germane, 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 relevant to the topic, relevant, pertinent, irrelevant. 783, hapless, 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 unfortunate, unlucky, ill-fated, fortunate, lucky. 784, humid, 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 moist or damp, damp, muggy, dry, arid. 785, illicit, 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 illegal or forbidden, unlawful, forbidden, legal, permitted. 786. Indefatigable, 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 persisting tirelessly, tireless, persistent, weary, lazy. 787. Informal, 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 casual, not formal, casual, relaxed, formal, rigid. 788. Insuperable, 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 impossible to overcome, insurmountable, unbeatable, surmountable. 789. Intractable, 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 hard to control or deal with, unmanageable, stubborn, tractable, compliant. 790. Licentious, 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 lacking, moral discipline, immoral, lewd, chaste, restrained. 791. Malicious, 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 intended to harm, spiteful, malevolent, kind, benevolent. 792. Menial, 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 lowly and sometimes degrading, unskilled, lowly, prestigious, skilled. 793. Offensive, offensive, causing anger or resentment, insulting, rude, polite, respectful. 794. Preposterous, 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 ridiculous or absurd, absurd, ludicrous, reasonable, logical. 795. Propulsive, 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 tending to propel, driving, pushing, restraining. 796. Ravenous, 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 extremely hungry, famished, starving, full, satisfied. 797. Regal, 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 fit for a king, royal, majestic, common, ordinary. 798. Variable, 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 likely to change, changeable, fluctuating, constant, fixed. 799. Wispy, 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 thin and weak, feathery, flimsy, thick, dense. 800. Asunder, 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 apart or divided, apart, split, together, united. Unit 17. 801. Anarchist, 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 a person who believes in the absence of government. Rebel, revolutionary, loyalist, conformist. 802. Anticlimax, 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 a disappointing end to an exciting series of events. Letdown, disappointment. Climax, highlight. 803. Application, 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 the action of putting something into operation. Use, implementation. Neglect, inattention. 804. Approbation, 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 approval or praise. Approval, commendation. Disapproval, criticism. 805. Calamity, 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 an event causing great damage or distress. Disaster, catastrophe. Blessing, success. 806. Conundrum, 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 a confusing and difficult problem or question. Puzzle, enigma, solution. 807. Ensemble, 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 a group of musicians, actors, or clothes. Group outfit. Individual, solo. 808. Facade, 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 the front of a building or deceptive outward appearance. Front, disguise. Reality, truth. 809. Facet, 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 a particular aspect or feature of something. Aspect, side. Whole, entirety. 810. Fusion, 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 the process of joining two or more things into one. Blend, union. Separation, division. 811. Guise, 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 an external appearance or form. Appearance, disguise. Reality, character. 812. Incantation, 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 a series of words said as a magic spell. Chant, spell, 8:13 Monotony, 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 lack of variety and interest. Tedium, dullness. Variety, excitement. 8:14 Nomenclature, 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 a system of names used in an art or science. Classification, terminology. 815 Pendant, 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 a piece of jewelry that hangs from a chain. Charm, locket. 816 Subterfuge, 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 deceit used to achieve one's goal. Trickery, deceit. Honesty, openness. 817 Tenure, 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 the holding of an office or position. Term, incumbency. Resignation, dismissal. 818 Tribute, 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 an act or gift that shows respect or gratitude. Homage, accolade. Insult, criticism. 819 Zephyr, 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 a soft gentle breeze. Breeze, draft. Gust, gale. 820 Adapt, 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 to adjust to new conditions. Adjust, modify. Resist, reject. 821 Champion, 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 to support or defend a cause. Advocate, promote. Oppose, criticize. 822 Chasten, 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 to discipline or punish. Discipline, subdue. Praise, reward. 823 Chortle, 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 to laugh in a breathy, gleeful way. Chuckle, giggle. Groan, weep. 824 Dumbfound, 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 to greatly astonish or amaze. Astound, stun. Explain, clarify. 825 Encipher, 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 to convert a message into code. Encrypt, encode. Decipher, decode. 826 Improvise, 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 to create and perform spontaneously. Extemporize, ad-lib, rehearse, plan. 827 Interrogate, 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 to ask questions closely and aggressively. Question, grill. Ignore, overlook. 828 Orient, 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 to align or position toward something. Align, position. Confuse, disorient. 829 Ostracize, 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 to exclude someone from a group. Shun, exclude. Include, welcome. 830 Pour, 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 to read or study attentively. Examine, scrutinize. Skim, glance. 831 Smirk, 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 to smile in a smug or conceited way. Grin, sneer. Frown, pout. 832 Surmount, 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 to overcome a difficulty or obstacle. Conquer, overcome. Succumb, yield. 833 Acceptable, 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 satisfactory or allowable. Adequate, suitable. Unacceptable, poor. 834 Centrifugal, 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 moving or directed outward from the center. Radiating outward. Centripetal. 835 Compatible, 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 able to exist or work together without conflict. Harmonious, consistent. Incompatible, conflicting. 836 Demented, 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 driven to behave irrationally due to anger or distress. Insane, deranged. Sane, rational. 837 Dog-eared, 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 showing tenacity and grim persistence. Determined, persistent. Hesitant, irresolute. 838 Doleful, 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 expressing sorrow. Mournful, sad. Cheerful, happy. 839 Exempt, 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 free from an obligation or duty. Excused, released. Obligated, bound. 840 Herbivorous, 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 feeding only on plants. Plant-eating, vegetarian. Carnivorous. 841. Impious, impious, impious. Lacking reverence or respect, especially for a god. Irreverent, profane. Pious, reverent. 842. Incongruous, incongruous, incongruous. Not in harmony with surroundings. Inconsistent, odd. Fitting, appropriate. 843. Negligible, negligible, negligible. So small as to be not worth considering. Insignificant, trivial. Significant, considerable. 844. Onerous, onerous, onerous. Involving great effort and difficulty. Burdensome, taxing. Easy, effortless. 845. Opaque, opaque, opaque. Not able to be seen through. Not transparent. Cloudy, obscure. Clear, transparent. 846. Prosaic, prosaic, prosaic. Having the style or diction of prose. Lacking poetic beauty. Ordinary, dull. Imaginative, poetic. 847. Protean, protean, protean. Able to change easily. Versatile. Adaptable, variable. Inflexible, rigid. 848. Unrequited, unrequited, unrequited. Not returned or reciprocated. Unreciprocated, unanswered. Mutual, returned. 849. Warranted, warranted, warranted. Justified or deserved. Justified, defensible. Unjustified, unwarranted. 850. Zany, zany, zany. Amusingly unconventional and idiosyncratic. Quirky, eccentric. Serious, conventional. Unit 18. 851. Addendum, addendum, addendum. An additional item added to the end. Supplement, appendix. Reduction, subtraction. 852. Cipher, cipher, cipher. A code or zero and nobody. Code, nobody. Celebrity, figure. 853. Cohesion, cohesion, cohesion. The act of forming a united whole. Unity, union. Disunity, separation. 854. Dismay, dismay, dismay. Sudden disappointment or fear. Alarm, distress. Calm, contentment. 855. Drivel, drivel, drivel. Nonsense or meaningless talk. Nonsense babble. Sense logic. 856. Elaboration, elaboration, elaboration. The process of developing in detail. Development, refinement. Simplification. 857. Fiasco, fiasco, fiasco. A complete failure. Disaster, debacle. Success, triumph. 858. Gamut, gamut, gamut. The full range. Range, spectrum. Limitation. 859. Hovel, hovel, hovel. A small, squalid dwelling. Shack, hut. Mansion, palace. 860. Infraction, infraction, infraction. A violation of a rule. Violation, breach. Compliance, obedience. 861. Onus, onus, onus. A burden or responsibility. Burden, obligation. Privilege, freedom. 862. Phoenix, phoenix, phoenix. A symbol of rebirth or renewal. Revival, rebirth. Destruction. 863. Piety, piety, piety. Devotion to religious duties. Devotion, reverence. Impiety, irreverence. 864. Portent, 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 portent. A sign or warning. Omen, sign. 865. Premise, premise, premise. A proposition on which argument is based. Assumption, proposition. Conclusion. 866. Psyche, psyche, psyche. The human soul or mind. Soul, spirit, body. 867. Rationale, rationale, rationale. A reason or explanation for something. Reasoning, justification. Irrationality. 868. Sinecure, sinecure, sinecure. A job with little work, but pay. Easy job, cushy post. Burden. 869 virtuoso. 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 A person highly skilled in music or art. Maestro expert. Novice, amateur. 870, acclimate. 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 To adjust to a new environment. Adapt, adjust. Resist, oppose. 871, degenerate. 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 To deteriorate or decline. Deteriorate, worsen. Improve, progress. 872, delve. 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 To dig or investigate deeply. Investigate, explore. Neglect, ignore. 873, amend. 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 To correct or edit a text. Correct, revise. Damage, worsen. 874, facilitate. 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 To make easier. Ease, assist. Hinder, obstruct. 875, filch. 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 To steal slyly. Pilfer, swipe. Return, donate. 876, foreshadow. 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 To indicate beforehand. Predict, prefigure. Surprise. 877, gouge. 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 To scoop or force out. Overcharge. Scoop, extort. Fill, donate. 878, incense. 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 To make very angry. Enrage, infuriate. Appease, calm. 879, reconcile. 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 To restore friendly relations. Resolve, harmonize. Fight, alienate. 880, retaliate. 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 To make an attack, in return. Avenge, revenge. Forgive, pardon. 881, rhapsodize. 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 To speak with enthusiasm. Enthuse, gush. Criticize, condemn. 882, smelt. 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 To extract metal from ore. Refine, extract. Combine. 883, titter. 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 To giggle quietly. Giggle, snicker. Laugh loudly. 884, clandestine. 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 Kept secret or done secretly. Secret, covert. Open, public. 885, compliant. 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 Willing to agree or obey. Obedient, submissive. Defiant, resistant. 886, dogmatic. 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 Asserting opinions in an arrogant manner. Opinionated, rigid. Open-minded, flexible. 887, egregious. 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 Outstandingly bad. Outrageous, flagrant. Minor, slight. 888, figurative. 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 Not literal. Symbolic. Metaphorical, symbolic. Literal, direct. 889, germinal. 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 Being in the earliest stage. Initial, embryonic. Developed, mature. 890, inefficacious. 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 Not producing the desired effect. Ineffective, useless. Effective, potent. 891, legitimate. 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 Lawful, reasonable. Legal, valid. Illegal, invalid. 892, maritime. 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 Related to the sea. Nautical, oceanic. Terrestrial, landlocked. 893, multifaceted. 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 Having many aspects. Complex, varied. Simple, uniform. 894, obnoxious. 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 Extremely unpleasant. Offensive. Repugnant. Pleasant, agreeable. 895, ornate. 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 Elaborately decorated. Flamboyant, decorated. Plain, simple. 896, pallid. 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 Pale and lacking color. Pale, ashen. rosy, flushed. 897, sinister, 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 giving impression of evil. Menacing, ominous, harmless, kind. 898, stoic, 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 enduring pain without complaint. Unemotional, impassive, emotional, sensitive. 899, tractable, 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 easy to control or influence. Manageable, docile, stubborn, unmanageable. 900, verbatim, 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 word for word, literally, exactly, loosely, imprecisely. Unit 19, 901, aggregate, 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 a whole formed by combining several elements. Total, collection, individual, part. 902, artifice, 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 clever or cunning devices used to trick. Trick, deception, honesty, sincerity. 903, autopsy, 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 examination of a body after death. Postmortem, necropsy, diagnosis. 904, denizen, 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 an inhabitant or occupant. Resident, dweller, foreigner, outsider. 905, discrepancy, 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 a lack of compatibility or similarity. Inconsistency, difference, agreement, similarity. 906, disdain, 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 the feeling that something is unworthy. Contempt, scorn, respect, admiration. 907, escapade, 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 an adventurous act. Mischief, adventure, routine duty. 908, fissure, 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 a narrow opening or crack. Crack, crevice, seal, closure. 909, gusto, 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 vigorous and enthusiastic enjoyment. Zest, relish, apathy, indifference. 910, insularity, 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 ignorance of, or lack of interest in other cultures. Narrow-mindedness, isolation, openness, tolerance. 911, modicum, 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 a small amount. Bit, shred, abundance, plenty. 912, negligence, 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 failure to take proper care. Carelessness, oversight, diligence, attention. 913, obituary, 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 a notice of death. Death notice, eulogy, birth announcement. 914, onset, 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 the beginning of something. Start, beginning, end, conclusion. 915, protocol, 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 official procedure or system of rules. Procedure, code, improvisation, disorder. 916, reserve, 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 a supply of something stored for future use. Stock backup, depletion, openness. 917, tutelage, 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 instruction or guidance. Instruction, mentorship, neglect. 918, execute, 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 to carry out or put into effect. Implement, perform, neglect, fail. 919, exude, 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 to give off gradually. Emit, ooze, absorb, contain. 920, hone, 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 to sharpen or refine. Sharpen, improve, dull, blunt. 921, inaugurate, 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 to begin or introduce formally. Initiate, commence, terminate, cease. 922, knit, 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 to join closely, to make by looping yarn. Weave, stitch, separate, unravel. 923, protrude, 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 to stick out, jut, extend, recede, withdraw. 924, refuse, 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 to To decline or reject. Decline, reject. Accept, agree. 925. Repress. 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 To restrain or subdue. Suppress, control. Express, release. 926. Resolve. 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 To settle or solve. Determine, decide. Hesitate, doubt. 927. Tout. 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 To promote or praise energetically. Advertise, endorse. Criticize, condemn. 928. Unfrock. 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 To remove from priesthood. Defrock, depose. Ordain, appoint. 929. Acidulous. 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 Somewhat sour or sharp. Tart, biting. Sweet, mild. 930. Advantageous. 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 Providing an advantage or benefit. Beneficial. Favorable. Harmful. Disadvantageous. 931. Doctrinaire. 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 Imposing a doctrine without regard to practical considerations. Dogmatic. Inflexible. Pragmatic. Flexible. 932. Dynamic. 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 Characterized by constant change. Energetic. Active. Static. Passive. 933. Elated. 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 Very happy or proud. Overjoyed. Ecstatic. Depressed. Miserable. 934. Fictitious. 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 Not real or true. False. Imaginary. Real. Genuine. 935. Harrowing. 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 Acutely distressing. Disturbing. Traumatic. Comforting. Pleasant. 936. Inarticulate. 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 Unable to express oneself clearly. Mumbling. Incoherent. Eloquent. Articulate. 937. Inimitable. 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 So good as to be impossible to copy. Unique. Matchless. Common. Ordinary. 938. Irate. 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 Feeling or showing great anger. Angry. Enraged. Calm. Cheerful. 939. Lavish. 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 Rich. Elaborate or luxurious. Extravagant. Opulent. Frugal. Meager. 940. Obstructed. 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 Blocked or impeded. Blocked. Hindered. Clear. Unblocked. 941. Peripheral. 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 Relating to the edge. Not central. Marginal. Secondary. Central. Primary. 942. Pretentious. 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 Attempting to impress by affecting greater importance. Showy. Pompous. Modest. Humble. 943. Prim. 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 Very formal and proper. Stiff. Decorous. Casual. Improper. 944. Shoddy. 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 Badly made or done. Inferior. Poor. Superior. Well made. 945. Sophisticated. 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 Refined or complex. Cultured. Complex. Naive. Simple. 946. Staccato. 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 With each note sharply separated from others. Disjointed. Abrupt. Smooth. Connected. 947. Steadfast. 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 Firm and unwavering. Loyal. Resolute. Fickle. Unsteady. 948. Sublime. 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 Of great excellence or beauty. Majestic. Exalted. Ordinary. Base. 949. Temporal. 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 Relating to time or worldly affairs. Worldly. Secular. Eternal. Spiritual. 950. Unfathomable. 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 Incapable of being understood. Incomprehensible. Deep. Clear. Comprehensible. Unit 20. 951. Antecedents. 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 One's ancestors or history. Predecessors, forebears. Descendants, successors. 952. Apologist. 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 A person who defends something. Defender, supporter. Critic, opponent. 953. Breach. 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 A violation or gap. Violation, rupture. Closure, observance. 954. Cadaver. 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 A dead body. Corpse, remains. 955. Clangor. 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 A continuous loud banging or ringing. Din, clamor. Silence, quiet. 956. Defiance. 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 Open resistance. Rebellion, opposition. Submission, obedience. 957. Esteem. 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 Respect and admiration. Respect, regard. Disrespect, contempt. 958. Feint. 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 A deceptive or pretended move. Trick, bluff. Honesty, truth. 959. Hodgepodge. 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 A confused mixture. Jumble medley. Order, organization. 960. Increment. 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 An increase or addition. Increase, gain. Decrease, reduction. 961. Malaise. 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 A general feeling of discomfort. Unease, discomfort. Comfort, well-being. 962. Migrant. 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 A person who moves for work or life. Immigrant, traveler. Native resident. 963. Plutocracy. 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 Government by the wealthy. Oligarchy, elite rule. Democracy. 964. Saboteur. 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 A person who destroys intentionally. Vandal, wrecker. Protector. 965. Stalemate. 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 A situation with no progress possible. Deadlock, impasse. Breakthrough, solution. 966. Thelon. 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 A claw of a bird of prey. Claw, hook. 967. Uniformity. 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 The quality of being the same. Consistency. Sameness. Variety, difference. 968. Ventriloquist. 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 A performer who speaks without moving lips. Puppeteer, mimic. 969. Accrue. 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 To accumulate over time. Accumulate, amass. Decrease, diminish. 970. Actuate. 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 To put into action. Activate, trigger. Halt, stop. 971. Apprise. 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 To inform or notify. Inform, notify. Hide, conceal. 972. Bemoan. 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 To express sorrow or discontent. Lament, complain. Praise, celebrate. 973. Deface. 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 To spoil the surface or appearance. Vandalize, mar. Restore, repair. 974. Embrace. 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 To hug or accept willingly. Hug, accept. Reject, exclude. 975. Exasperate. 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 To irritate intensely. Annoy, provoke. Calm, soothe. 976. Expiate. 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 To atone for guilt or sin. Atone, redeem. Blame, punish. 977. Gorge. 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 To eat greedily. Devour, feast. Abstain, fast. 978. Muse. 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 To think deeply. Ponder, contemplate. Ignore, disregard. 979. redefine, 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 to change the meaning of, revise, reinterpret, preserve, maintain. 980, stultify, 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 to make ineffective or useless, cripple, hinder, strengthen, assist. 981, apposite, 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 appropriate or relevant, pertinent, suitable, irrelevant, inappropriate. 982, cerebral, 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 intellectual rather than emotional, intellectual, rational, emotional, instinctive. 983, dunk, 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 unpleasantly damp, damp, musty, dry, arid. 984, diverse, 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 showing variety, very, different, similar, uniform. 985, eccentric, 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 unconventional and slightly strange, odd, quirky, normal, conventional. 986, equivocal, 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 open to more than one interpretation, ambiguous, vague, clear, definite. 987, even-handed, 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 fair and impartial, just, unbiased, biased, unfair. 988, gaunt, 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 lean and haggard, emaciated, skeletal, plump, healthy. 989, gruff, 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 rough or stern in manner, brusque, harsh, gentle, pleasant. 990, impotent, 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 lacking power or ability, powerless, weak, capable, strong. 991, impractical, 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 not workable or sensible, unrealistic, unworkable, practical, feasible. 992, insolvent, 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 unable to pay debts owed, bankrupt, broke, solvent, wealthy. 993, irresolute, 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 uncertain how to act, indecisive, hesitant, resolute, determined. 994, momentous, 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 of great importance or significance, significant, crucial, trivial, unimportant. 995, obstinate, 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 stubbornly refusing to change, stubborn, headstrong, yielding, compliant. 996, preeminent, 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 surpassing all others, outstanding, supreme, inferior, ordinary. 997, singular, 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 exceptionally good or great, remarkable, unique, ordinary, common. 998, solicitous, 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 showing concern or care, concerned, attentive, indifferent, unconcerned. 999, toxic, 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 poisonous or harmful, poisonous, noxious, harmless, safe. 1000, viscid, 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 having a sticky, adhesive quality, sticky, gluey, slippery, dry. Unit 21, 1001, abeyance, 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 a state of temporary disuse, suspension, dormancy, activity, continuation. 1002, agility, 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 the ability to move quickly, nimbleness, dexterity, clumsiness, stiffness. 1003, ambivalence, 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 having mixed feelings, uncertainty, indecision, certainty, clarity. 1004, apogee, 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 the highest point, climax, zenith, nadir, bottom. 1005, arbiter, 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 a person who settles disputes, judge, referee, disputant. 1006, asteroid, 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 a small rocky body orbiting the sun. Planetoid, meteor, planet. 1007 Beatitude, beatitude, beatitude. Supreme blessedness, bliss, joy. Misery, sorrow. 1008 Burlesque, burlesque, burlesque. A comically exaggerated imitation. Parody, satire. Homage, tribute. 1009 Clout, clout, clout. Influence or power. Influence, authority. Weakness, powerlessness. 1010 Disrepute, disrepute, disrepute. Lack of respect or good reputation. Dishonor, disgrace. Respect, esteem. 1011 Diva, diva, diva. A distinguished female singer. Prima donna, star. Chorister, amateur. 1012 Expletive, expletive, expletive. An offensive word or phrase. Curse, profanity. Praise. 1013 Guffaw, guffaw, guffaw. A loud, boisterous laugh. Laugh, roar. Sob, cry. 1014 Heckler, heckler, heckler. A person who interrupts with questions or taunts. Interrupter, agitator. Supporter. 1015 Homage, homage, homage. Special honor or respect. Tribute, reverence. Disrespect, scorn. 1016 Marsupial, marsupial, marsupial. A mammal with a pouch. Kangaroo, opossum. Placental mammal. 1017 Moodiness, moodiness, moodiness. Frequent changes in mood. Irritability, gloominess. Cheerfulness, stability. 1018 Pinnacle, pinnacle, pinnacle. The highest point. Peak, apex. Bottom, base. 1019 Suffragist, suffragist, suffragist. A supporter of voting rights. Activist, reformer. Oppressor. 1020 Amalgamate, amalgamate, amalgamate. To combine or unite. Combine, merge. Separate, divide. 1021 Coddle, coddle, coddle. To treat with excessive care. Pamper, spoil. Neglect, mistreat. 1022 Construe, construe, construe. To interpret. Interpret, understand. Misunderstand. 1023 Dabble, dabble, dabble. To take part casually. Tinker, try. Master, specialize. 1024 Devise, devise, devise. To plan or invent. Design, create. Destroy, ruin. 1025 Frustrate, frustrate, frustrate. To prevent from achieving. Thwart, hinder. Assist, encourage. 1026 Inundate, inundate, inundate. To flood or overwhelm. Flood, swamp, drain. 1027 Ossify, ossify, ossify. To turn into bone. To become rigid. Harden, fossilize. Soften, loosen. 1028 Presume, presume, presume. To suppose without proof. Assume, suppose. No doubt. 1029 Quaff, quaff, quaff. To drink heartily. Gulp, swallow. Sip. 1030 Seethe, seethe, seethe. To be filled with intense anger. Boil, rage. Calm, soothe. 1031 Succumb, succumb, succumb. To yield to force or pressure. Yield, surrender. Resist, withstand. 1032 Withstand, withstand, withstand. To endure or resist. Resist, endure. Yield, succumb. 1033 Adverse, adverse, adverse. Harmful or unfavorable. Unfavorable, detrimental. Favorable, beneficial. 1034 Authoritarian, authoritarian, authoritarian. Favoring strict obedience. Strict, dictatorial. Liberal, permissive. 1035 Bohemian, bohemian, bohemian. unconventional lifestyle, artistic, nonconformist, conventional, mainstream. 1036, calculated, 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 planned or intended, deliberate, planned, accidental, random. 1037, centripetal, 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 moving toward a center, centralizing inward, centrifugal. 1038, chivalrous, 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 courteous and gallant, gallant, noble, rude, discourteous. 1039, combustible, 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 easily set on fire, flammable, ignitable, inflammable, fireproof. 1040, distinct, 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 clearly different or separate, clear, separate, vague, similar. 1041, filial, 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 relating to a son or daughter, devoted, familial. 1042, intermittent, 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 occurring at intervals, sporadic, periodic, continuous, constant. 1043, intriguing, 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 arousing curiosity, fascinating, interesting, boring, dull. 1044, optimum, 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 most favorable, ideal, best, worst, suboptimal. 1045, perfunctory, 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 done with minimal effort, superficial, mechanical, thorough, careful. 1046, plausible, 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 seeming reasonable, believable, credible, implausible, unlikely. 1047, precise, 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 exact and accurate, exact, accurate, vague, imprecise. 1048, replicable, 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 able to be duplicated, repeatable, reproducible, unique, unrepeatable. 1049, stilted, 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 stiff and self-conscious, awkward, forced, natural, relaxed. 1050, vehement, 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 intense, forceful, fierce, passionate, mild, apathetic,